Growing up in Harvey, it wasn't the toughest. I'm not gonna say that like it was always just like a hard time. Well, it kind of was. I remember when I was younger and we lived in Riverdale, which is like a city or two older, and there were like these gunshots. Like it was legit like a fight going on outside of our house. Like we lived in an apartment on the first floor, so we were like right there in front of it. And you can just hear everything that was going on outside, and we were on the floor. I think my sisters and me were under the bed and stuff like that, and we legit heard somebody get like slammed against our door. It was some type of gang fight thing, and like they were just really going for it. And I was like, even that young of an age, I probably wasn't nothing but maybe third grade, maybe second grade, if that. But already I was thinking like, is this really like what I'm gonna be experiencing for the rest of my life? You know, I think mentally growing up with young black boys honestly experiencing stuff like that, it does something to you, you know? Everything brings a level of stress. Everything does something to you mentally. It's just what's strong enough to break you or what's strong enough to cause you to change who you are. You know, we can find the worst neighborhood and we can probably find somebody with a level of PTSD from where they live. So I found my escape in the city, downtown. One day I just hopped on the metro because I was just sitting in my basement, just sitting in my room in the basement. I was like, man, like there's literally nothing for me to do out here. Like I didn't really have any friends. I didn't have any friends out there. All my friends did not live in Harvey at all. I would have to either get a ride out there to where they were or I have to take the train. So I hopped on the train and I decided, you know, I'm just gonna go to the city. And I get to the city, and as soon as I stepped out of the metro station, just seeing all these buildings and seeing just all these people, all this life happening, just on one block. Like there's just so much life. The city carries such a heavy presence of energy. You know, there's so many people doing so many different things. There's so many artists out there. There's just so much. And I was just always like, man, I love this. I love the vibe that I get. I love the energy I feel, the presence that I get when I'm there. You know, it made me feel like a different person. I came back and I was talking to those women and she said, you know, a week ago, somebody got shot up, like holes were put in them across the street from the elementary school at the Sharks on the corner. And I was like, man, I can't believe that. Like, when I was growing up, it seemed like that stuff happened. You would always hear about it, but you would never hear about it being so close to an elementary school. You would hear about it, but it's like they had enough respect to keep it at least away from the kids or where they were, where they played, stuff like that. And it's like now it's wherever they can catch you.
But I'm just saying, it's enough vacant spots around here to build something, you know what I'm saying? Bring the community back. Because Harvey is a beautiful place. It is.
So what's it like pretty much for the young boys who are living out here, like the young teenagers?
No structure.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Everybody trying to wake up and eat because black folks is hungry over here.
That's right.
And people can barely live in their homes. They ripping folks off. They doing a lot of stuff going on.
Wow.
As far as the black youth, like I said, I have a son, he's 12.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started off in the school system out here, I vowed not to put him in public school because the ratings were so bad.
Put up in a strong background home and nothing like that. It's the choice that you make in life, right?
That's their
So,
too, huh?
therefore, a lot of these people that's out here doing what they doing now, it ain't because they didn't have no good upbringing. Everybody had good upbringing coming up.
Yeah.
It's what you chose to do with your life once you get in the streets.
Wow.
You either gonna go this way, you gonna go that way. Even though you know better. You know right from wrong.
Yeah.
But you still know, if I sell this damn bag to this man for $8 and I know I get 10 from this man, I'm gonna go to this man and get 10.
So we got two young guys too, who managed to talk to us. I was like, man, I hope I can get these guys to talk because I know they'll really give us a lot of insight from a young perspective because they're still around our age, like my age and stuff. So we got them to come and talk to us and it was really cool. You know, they really talked to us about like what was going on and how they were feeling about certain things. And this one guy was like,
if you want it, you gonna go get it.
yeah,
If you wanna do better, you gonna do better. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna. I can't tell my cuz right here, hey cuz, this what we finna do. This what we gonna do. Like I went to church today. I paid my tithes. You know what I'm saying? I can't force this man to do that with me.
It's like you said, it's like she said, it's like she said, it's like everybody was saying, no matter how we grow up or where we are, we're gonna get it how we live, and it's a conscious decision. You know what I'm saying? So if you want better, you might not find it out here, but you gotta be willing to go to these other jungles to get it. You know what I'm saying? And every city got their own jungle. You feel me? From the richest white suburban neighborhood to being out here. It's a jungle out here too. It's just if you live in this jungle, you know how to survive.
This shit, every day you step outside, it's a game, you feel me? Even you feel me? It's like Super Mario Brothers, you feel me? You gonna jump right, jump left, you feel me? Or you gonna run straight into him,
yeah.
you feel me?
I mean, technically that's true.
That just is what it is, you feel me? You gonna
the structure to just the people was one of the biggest differences in Harvey and downtown. And I know anybody can say, well, it's just Harvey. You know, there are cities that are worse, and of course there are. There's always worse than what you have, but that still doesn't escape the fact that living in a city like Harvey does affect like young boys. Like it does affect the children. No matter where you live, if it's a bad neighborhood, it's just a bad neighborhood. You know, we don't look at neighborhoods like, oh, well, it could be worse. Like that needs to stop being like our expectation of where it could be worse. If something's bad, it's bad. I think that one of the big differences that really drew me to downtown is because I was already into art. I already wanted to do something in this field, either art or something where I could create, because I felt like that's what I was called to do, you know, and becoming a filmmaker kind of just drove all that. So before, I had just got out of military school. I've been working hard in military school. I had just came back. And I was ready to put all this hard work, all this effort that I learned into something. Like I was ready to go. I was waking up at 4 in the morning every day and doing PT, exercising. And I was doing all this on my own, you know? And it taught me that there's so much more to life than just what I was used to seeing for the first like 19 years of my life. And when I finally realized that, I was ready to take advantage of all of it, because I knew my life was meant for so much more. I knew I had this purpose and this drive, and I didn't plan on wasting it. Me and my girl decided to get married and got out of Harvey. You know, we moved out. It took me a little while, but we moved out of Harvey, and I never looked back when we left. And I didn't plan on looking back. I still didn't plan on looking back. You know, it was just finally being able to leave this cage.
The caterpillar is a prisoner to the streets that conceived it. Its only job is to eat or consume everything around it in order to protect itself from this mad city. While consuming its environment, the caterpillar begins to notice ways to survive. One thing it notices is how much the world shuns him, but praises the butterfly. The butterfly represents the talent, thoughtfulness, the beauty within the caterpillar. But having a harsh outlook on life, the caterpillar sees the butterfly as weak and figures out a way to pimp it to his own benefit. Already surrounded by this mad city, the caterpillar goes to work on the cocoon, which institutionalizes him. He can no longer see past his own thoughts. He's trapped. When trapped inside these walls, certain ideas start to take root, such as going home and bringing back new concepts to this mad city. The result? Wings begin to emerge, breaking the cycle of feeling stagnant. Finally free, the butterfly sheds light on situations that the caterpillar never considered, ending the eternal struggle. Although the butterfly and the caterpillar are completely different, they are one and the same.